Hi everyone and welcome to Learn Business with Jade, the channel where I share all the lessons I've learned through trial and error while building my tall fashion brand, Rozana London. And today I'm going to be taking you through my fashion journey so far. I think it's about time that you guys get to know me a bit more. So yeah, let's get right into it. So let's start from the beginning. I have been interested in fashion for as long as I can remember, and I've also been tall for as long as I can remember. So in hindsight, this kind of connection makes sense, but it didn't at the beginning. So I've always struggled with being tall and finding pieces, like finding clothing pieces, especially for special occasions. So things like proms, weddings, birthdays, and so on and so forth. And it really used to just like get me super upset. But I had this idea that the reason why I couldn't find the pieces I liked was because of money. I just didn't have enough money to buy what I wanted. So for my 19th birthday, my first year of uni, I saved up my money from my January student loan, from working part-time, and I had a budget, if I remember correctly, of £250 to spend on one dress. And I was like, you know what, let's search. So I think I started looking for a dress maybe in February, so like a month before my birthday. Looked everywhere, and I could not find a dress that I liked and was tall girl friendly. And that's when I realized the issue isn't money, the issue is supply, and the fact that these pieces that I want just don't exist for my height. And it was really upsetting, and I kind of realized, if no one's doing, like, what's the phrase, if you want something done right, just do it yourself. And that's when I started planning for Rozana. But it actually took me 2.5 years before I launched, because I launched in November 2019. So let's talk about that in-between stage. So I'm 19, I'm like, okay, I want to start a fashion brand. And at this point, I hadn't decided it was going to be a tall fashion brand. I just want to start a fashion brand that'll be tall girl friendly. So kind of marketed to everyone, but things that I could also wear. That was the initial idea, because I thought that the tall market was just too niche and no one would buy my pieces. Spoiler alert, I was very wrong. So I'm kind of planning for this brand, so on and so forth. I'm in first year of uni, so my first priority is kind of getting through uni and doing my exams, so on and so forth. But I'm researching bits and bobs, but I have the idea that hopefully 2 to 3 years after I graduate, I'll be able to start this brand. So this is like just a pipe dream. It's kind of in the future when I'm like, I don't know, 25-ish, I'll start this brand, and that was the idea. Then with my course, my university course, it's 2 years of uni, 1 year of placement, which is like a year-long internship, then your final year, and you graduate with a 4-year degree. So I was now my placement, and this is my first time I've been in like a professional office job, a normal 9 to 5 instead of just retail or bartending like I used to do when I was at uni. So I now have money and I'm in London. I'm like, actually, I could potentially start this earlier than I thought, because it doesn't take as much money as I thought to do it. And because I didn't have homework anymore, essentially I finished work at, I think it was 5:30 or 6, and after that I go home and I had nothing to do. Like, you come home after work and there's no homework, there's no reading list. I had a university project I had to do, which I did very last minute, but regardless, there was no homework. Whereas at uni, I'm coming from uni, as much as I had less, I wasn't in uni 9 to 5, but I had, like, when I got back from uni, I had to revise or go ready for a test or read like the reader list and so on and so forth. But when I got back from work, that wasn't the case, and that's when I started researching and thinking, could I potentially do this during this year and then just push it full steam ahead during my final year of uni. So research, and I decided to launch. I said I was going to launch the brand in 2019, in December 2018. So that's when I must have been in my placement for 6 months, I want to say, and I moved jobs because I realised the job I had wouldn't be able to fund Rozana London, which at this point, did it have a name yet? I think it had a name, but I'm not too sure. So yeah, so I moved jobs. I started a new job in January that had I think nearly double the salary of my old job. I was like, yep, I'm going to do it. I met my old manufacturer in November/December 2018, and we kind of started working on samples and whatever in January, with the aim, listen to this, with the aim of launching in May, like May, early June latest. And that was the time that I gave him. He assured me that was going to work. And I'm also thinking, we said you launched in November. Yep. So I did all the research. I was working out how much it was going to cost me, how much I had to save, so on and so forth. Did all of this. Keep in mind, so for those of you that don't know, at university I studied politics, economics. Yeah, there's no fashion in there. For A levels I did maths, econ, politics, and government and politics, and computer science. So, and then I went to uni to do politics, economics. So I had no fashion or no educational fashion background beyond just a passion for fashion, as the brats used to say. So I'm doing all this. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna launch my brand. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be amazing. Cool. And then he basically stole my money and gave me products that weren't the ones that I wanted. So I signed off on the sample, and he told me that basically I should get the fabric I want and he'd be able to source it at a cheaper price, because he has like connections with suppliers and with mills in India. His whole thing was that he was actually building a factory in India, or was it Malaysia? But he was building a factory in Asia, and therefore he, instead of like going to fabric shops here, as I mentioned in the fabric video, he actually had connections with the people that actually made the fabric abroad. So he'll get it for cheaper and he'll like do me a deal and so on and so forth. I thought, brilliant, what a babe. So I got the fabric from one of the smaller shops, because obviously they do like smaller quantities and so on and so forth. And then I gave it to him. He made the sample. I tipped off the sample. Like, yeah, this is exactly what I want, and we're good to go. I'm laughing now, but at the time I was definitely in tears. I went to Paris with my friend end of October, kind of Halloween-y time, and I still had not received my pieces. Keep in mind, I gave him the money. I sent him the money in April. The first deposit was April with a 4-week lead time. I sent it to him end of March. Yeah, end of March, beginning of April, and the lead time was 4 to 6 weeks. I should have got it in June. October, I haven't received it. I went to Paris on a Thursday, and they delivered two of the pieces, 2 of the styles on that Thursday. I was like, I can't tick it off. I'm not gonna pay any additional money until I actually, no, that's a big mistake I made. I paid the money, like the remaining balance, and I didn't check it until I got back from Paris. I was like, this is not what I want. It was a whole palaver. Anyway, I got pieces in different colours, different fabrics than what I wanted in November 2019. And I was like, okay, the fit is what I wanted, the style is what I wanted, fabric isn't what I wanted. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go through a legal battle with this guy. And that's why I didn't do anything with Rozana between November and flipping June of this year. And the issue was, even pre-COVID, I was in my final year of uni, doing my dissertation. I had to have knee surgery. I had all this going on at the beginning of 2020 / end of 2019. Plus, I'm trying to get legal advice to go through a legal battle with this guy. Turns out delivering things that you didn't, it's basically what he did wasn't illegal, it's just immoral. So I couldn't actually get, it was just a lot going on. And I think that's partially why. So I wanted to do this Learn Business with Jade and like kind of take you along with my journey as I'm growing my brand from the beginning. Like from the day of launching, I wanted to vlog and do anything like that, but I couldn't because I was like super sad like going through all of this. But regardless, I launched in November 2019 and with the pieces, and I do love the pieces, but my love of the pieces is kind of tainted by the kind of all the pattern and drama I went through with this guy, with this manufacturer. So I found a new manufacturer in January 2020. Got a new manufacturer that made the Sarai dress, so that's why it's like 10 times better in quality than the other pieces, because it's like, it was just, this guy was literally amazing. Everything was 10 out of 10. And so I said, I'm going to launch the Sarai piece with the idea of just like branching out into better quality pieces and things that were actually my vision for the rest of 2020. This was January. The idea being, okay, I'll launch the piece in April. No, I'll launch the piece in May after I finish my exams at uni, because I was supposed to still be at uni, and I'll save up working. So essentially the way that my university worked was we finished lectures, supposed to be finished lecturing on the 4th of April and start exams end of May, so you have all the time to revise. But instead I was going to be working full time to save up money for Rozana so that I can like do a big push over the summer and get loads of my pieces out, all the new designs I had coming up, and all of that was going to happen. And that way, when I start my 9 to 5, which I'm starting a new job on the work, so I would have just started a new job by the time this comes out. And the idea being that, yep, everything be sorted, I have loads of money and I could push it all into the brand. Then COVID happened, and I was like extra stressed because I had to like do my exams at home, everything was going on, and I basically, once again, so instead of having, okay, I feel like I'm rambling, but the plan was to restart the brand in April 2020 to like, get the social media back up, start emailing again, all that kind of stuff, so that when I release my new pieces, the Sarai dress and a couple of other pieces which will have to be postponed, that like everyone, like, I'll be just back in it and everything will be lit and cool. I actually ended up restarted the brand and re-get on social media in June, and and then the Sarai dress launched in July, I want to say. And also keep in mind, I didn't have the money I was supposed to have in April, but the brand is still going. And now it's September and we have autumn winter coming up, because it's Christmas in October, November, in 3 months. So it's Christmas in 3 months, so I'm getting all the new autumn winter pieces going. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm hoping to do like an update like this every year, every 6 months, so you guys can kind of like follow my journey along with stuff that I'm teaching you that I've learned along the way. But hopefully that was like a little insight into where Rozana brand is right now, where I am as a fashion designer. And as you can see, I think I mentioned this in the choosing manufacturer video, but as you can see, I've been working a 9 to 5 alongside Rozana since the beginning, apart from this COVID period. This is my first time ever being fully self-employed and fully into Rozana. Every other period I was working full-time or part-time, essentially full-time, because when I was at uni I was working part-time and then also full-time at uni, and those two together are a full-time job and a half, let's be honest. So throughout the whole process of Rozana, I've been working full-time. So this is my first period where I wasn't, and probably beginning of October I'll do a video about why I decided to work, like why I decided to even get this grad job, and how like balancing 9 to 5 and your side hustle slash your dream slash whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's kind of a bit about me, a bit about the brand, and how we went from 2017 now to 2020. So the idea of the brand is about 3 years old, but the brand itself is only 10 months old. 10 months old officially, but realistically I've been working on it and taking it seriously for the past 3 months due to other extenuating circumstances. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this quick video, just give you a bit of insight, and I will see you guys next week. Don't forget to follow Learn Business with Jade on Instagram. I do book reviews there, podcast of the week and other bits and bobs, along with overviews of the videos that I post on here if you want something, just a quick snapshot to remind yourself. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share with your friends and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.